Today, I am going to be sharing with you 3 easy steps to get students from Instagram from the gram. So, question to you, first of all, is are you currently marketing your yoga business on Instagram? Are you using Instagram to share your content? Are you using Instagram to grow your community? And the second question to that is it working? Love it or loathe it, Instagram is definitely a platform where your ideal students are hanging out, okay? Which means if you're being visible, if you're showing up and you're being consistent with how you share your content on Instagram, you can actually use it to grow your community. And of course, growing your community, it should be one of your biggest goals, right? It should be one of your key focuses. A key area to focus on, in your business is to grow your community, okay? And yeah, it should be one of your biggest focus. And I'm not talking about growing your followers, right? That's not what I'm talking about. When I say grow your community, I'm not talking about growing your followers on Instagram, because followers generally doesn't equate to revenue, okay? Now, of course, we can open up Instagram and we can see those success stories. We can see the influencers who have used the platform to build these kind of celebrity-like followings. But what I want to say here is don't be fooled by that, because there are definitely people out there on this platform. There are definitely influencers who, have followers of, say, 100,000 followers, and they're not making money. Like, they're struggling to make money from that following. And, as a direct marketing tool, it's quite limited, and there's no measurable way to turn your followers into paying students. And the reason for that is because you don't own Instagram, right? Your Instagram profile is not something that you own. The people who follow you on Instagram, you don't own that following. It's rented space, essentially. That's what it is. It's rented space. However, it's not a reason not to use it, right? It's not a reason not to share your content on Instagram or show up and be visible. This is a free platform, and it's an amazing platform, right? It's an amazing platform to get noticed, to be discovered, to create connection, to engage with people, to build trust. All of these things are necessary when you're building your business, and they are the route for you to be able to make sales in your business, which is what you need to actually have a business, right? You don't have a business if you're not making sales. So it's a free platform, but it's not your platform, okay? And that's a really important distinction. The solution is to build your community through any ideas? How do we build our community? Where does our community sit? The solution is to build your community through email marketing, right? And by growing your email list. That's not rented space. That is not rented space. Like, that is a place that you own, right? You own your email list, and emails get delivered 90% of the time, right? They will reach somebody's inbox. Whereas you can't guarantee that your followers on Instagram are going to see all of your posts and they're going to see your stories and everything else. Unfortunately, they're not. They're not going to see everything that you put out on the platform. They're not going to see every single post. And if they do, generally, the engagement is pretty low. Your email list, however, it does equate to revenue, right? There's a direct correlation between the growth of your between the growth of your email list and the growth of your revenue in your business bank account. Like, that is for certain. So, when people are subscribing to your email list, they're giving you consent, right? They're saying to you, yes, I want to hear from you. Send me your emails. And that, it qualifies them. They're putting their hand up to say, hey, let me hear from you. And so those people people, they're more qualified, they're more engaged than the people that are following you on your Instagram. Okay, so we're talking about Instagram, right? We're not talking about email growth or email marketing today. We're talking about how you can actually use Instagram to grow your community, aka your email list. If you want to learn more about growing your email list from zero, and email marketing strategies, go and check out the Yogipreneur podcast. I have tons of episodes, specifically on that topic. But what I really want to encourage you is to think of, growing your followers, the follower numbers that you have, as a way to grow your community, aka your email list. Your community is actually made up of those wonderful people that are sitting on your email list. Like, they are the people, as I say, who have put their hands up to say they want to receive information from you. So, as I said, today's training, I'm sharing 3 easy steps to get students from Instagram. And the first step, of course, is for you to have a freebie, right? An opt-in freebie that you share on Instagram. So you can use Instagram to promote the freebie, right? So you can talk about it regularly, you can link to it, you can have multiple call to actions, that guide your followers, right? The people following you on Instagram to the link to go and get that freebie. And this is great because, what you don't want to be doing is just having forms on your website and then expecting your email list to grow, right? When you're creating your freebie, that's one part of it, but then you then want to be sharing it externally to your website, right? You want to be getting out there and using these platforms that you have. So your freebie is important. And when you're thinking about it, like when you're thinking about what you want to create, for those of you that haven't done this yet, think about the problem that you can solve, right? What is the problem that you can solve for the people that are following you on Instagram? And, don't just create something like, quick and that's not going to be very useful. Like, make it juicy. Like, the last thing that you want is for someone to give you their email address and then they download this piece of content, or they get access to your video series or whatever it is, and then they feel like it's not been that useful, or it's been a waste of their time, or they feel like they've been scammed or something just to get your email address. So it really needs to be packed full of value, and it needs to be a tool that allows you to build that relationship with them, right? So they've come into they've come onto your email list, and now you have an opportunity to continue that relationship with them, which means you need to send them emails, right? You need to send them consistent emails week after week. Otherwise, you're missing out on the opportunity of building the relationship and making sales. So you want it to be packed full of value. And, you want it to be something that only draws in, that only attracts your ideal student, right? Your niche that you've decided on, the people that you want to serve. This is not about just getting anybody onto your email list. This is about getting the right people on your email list. So, as I said, creating is one part, and then the second part is consistently sharing it. Consistently promoting it across all of your marketing channels, and Instagram being one of them, which of course is what we're talking about today. We're talking about Instagram and how to grow your community and to get students using Instagram. So to do this, it means that you absolutely must be planning, right? You must be planning when you're going to post and how you're going to do it, how you're specifically going to promote the freebie in those posts. What does your planning process look like when it comes to sharing content on Instagram? And are you thinking about, for those of you who do have a freebie, are you thinking, oh, okay, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I'm going to do a face to camera piece on stories where I educate, and then my call to action is go and find out more about this by getting my freebie. The link is in the bio, or the link is here. Click here, because obviously you can use links in your stories now. So are you thinking about that in your planning process? Like, are you literally planning in when you're going to do that? Or, are you planning, okay, there's going to be a couple of posts each week where I'll educate, and then there'll be a call to action that drives people to the freebie. Or, once a week, there's going to be a direct post that I share that is literally download the freebie. This is what it's about. Here's where you can get it. So this is why planning is essential, because if you don't do this planning piece, you're not thinking, you're not really putting into motion and being intentional about how you are sharing your freebie. And this is one of the biggest mistakes that I see, right? I see teachers, they create their freebie and then they're like, oh, well, actually my email list isn't growing. And so my question is, well, when did you share it last? When did you get onto Instagram stories and talk about this amazing freebie that you've spent all that time and effort creating? And they're like, oh, when I created it, when I first created it that first time a few months ago, I've not done it since. That's the reason that your email list isn't growing. Okay, so be intentional about how you do this, and planning is part of that, right? It's not just going to be a huge time saver, but it's going to help you to become more consistent with your posting. Okay, so whether that's sitting down, a couple of hours a week, or like once a month, gathering the content you want to create, making sure it's niche specific, speaking to your people, and then really thinking about how you're using that content to share the freebie. So, this is where I really want to encourage you, when you are thinking about your content strategy for Instagram, that you are really thinking about video content, right? You're moving away from just posting a picture, an image, maybe a pose or whatever it might be on your feed, and actually thinking about video, because Instagram, it's a video based platform. Okay, so we don't want to be just sharing these posts that say download my free guide or my free video series, this is what it's about. If we only do that, people are going to switch off, right? Those posts, they're not going to create engagement. And so we need to be thinking about, how can I lead with education, right? How can I educate, but also how can I make it fun? That's where maybe reels come into play. How can I, make it inspiring? How can I tell stories? And of course, you can do all of these things using video, right? There's reels, we've got Instagram stories, we've got lives like I am now. I'm educating through a live video. And, this video on Instagram in particular is going to give us higher reach. We're going to get better engagement. So, if your goal is to get students from Instagram, using this opt-in freebie as a way to convert your followers into email subscribers and grow your community, aka your email list, then you want to be using these features, right? You want to be using video on Instagram, because it's going to help you to reach more people and get more engagement. So we know this, right? We know this about Instagram. We are seeing how Instagram, TikTok, they are really changing the landscape of social media, and they're becoming more video based. We've known this for some time, guys. So we have to use that information and make sure that we're on the bandwagon now. Like, if we haven't got on it yet, get on it. Like, there's still time. Don't tell yourself, oh, I've missed it, like, get on it now. Stop that. That's just an excuse, saying, oh, well, I didn't do it, I've missed the wave. No. short form video, like, it's here to stay. It's not going away, right? This is really, it's a big thing right now. So get on it now. And, it's going to help you to not only grow your Instagram following faster, but ultimately grow your email list faster. Okay. So yeah, reels, live videos, stories, also a really, really great way to grow your following. Um, sorry, no, actually, stories really is about nurturing your existing following, right? It's not really a way to find new people, because your stories are going out to those people who are following you already. And it's a way to allow this kind of deeper connection with people, with your followers. And, so you want to be doing that, right? If somebody's already following you, you want to be creating a deeper connection with them, because your intention, your goal is to convert them from a follower on Instagram to a subscriber of your email list. And the way you do that is to nurture the relationship, is to build trust, is to show them that you can help them, right? Show them that you have the knowledge and expertise to actually support them on this journey that they're going on. So yes, so that's the first way to get students from Instagram, and it's to have an opt-in freebie that you share consistently through all of the different methods, for all of the different features that Instagram provides to you, and of course video being a really key one there. Okay, so the second way to get students from Instagram is to use the platform as a collaboration tool. Okay, so tell me in the chat if you are collaborating currently with other people in your space. And by that, I don't mean students or potential students. I mean other teachers, other guides, other mentors, other coaches who are also operating in your niche, right? They're also, they're also serving your ideal students, right? And it might not be with the offering that you provide, but it could be something that's complementary. Okay, so this is where doing the work to understand who your ideal client is so key. Okay, because when you do that work, you know that it's not just yoga that they're interested in, but they're interested in this and that and this and that. And so that allows you to understand who else is in this space, and also serving your ideal client, your ideal student that you could collaborate with. And of course, Instagram is a great place for this, right? Because those people are also on Instagram. And so it's a really great platform for building your network of other teachers and guides and coaches who are serving your people. Okay. And the reason for this is because they also have a following, right? They also have a following that you want to reach, and their audiences are likely the same or very closely aligned to the audience that you're wanting to build. And so collaborating is a more direct route, okay, to finding your people on Instagram. So I think, anytime that you spend building your network on Instagram is time well spent. And there's strategies to do this. Like, there's strategies that you can use to find and reach the right people that you can work with. And these are strategies, we teach these strategies inside Yogipreneur Launchpad, right? So our students right now are learning how to do this. They're learning how to grow their network, how to reach out to those people, build those relationships, look at how they can collaborate with people so that they can extend their reach quicker and grow their email list quicker. So if you're unsure on this, guys, go and check out yogipreneurlaunchpad.com. Go and see the program. You can join today. You can get inside today. So, once you've created those relationships, you can do things like run giveaways together. You can do contests. You can do competitions. You can, do a live series of interesting educational conversations or interviews with those people. You can build relationships and start to explore ways to work together, okay? That's going to help you, both of you, to add value to each other's audience, right? To add value to each other's followers. And as I said, these people, they might not be directly sharing yoga. They may be, sharing nutrition, let's say. And so if you're going into that space and sharing what you have to offer, your expertise, you're adding value to their audience who also want to learn about that. And they can come into your space and add value to your audience. So it's a way for you to create content for each other. So it's really a win-win. And, of course, if you look at creating campaigns together, such as giveaways, then what you're also doing is helping each other to grow your community, i.e. your email list. So this is a really effective way to do that. You can use Instagram to collaborate and actually grow your community, right? Grow your email list. A really great way to get started with this is to start to do lives together. Look at how you can, well, first of all, find the people, reach out to them, and look at how you can create some kind of live series where once a week you go live with another expert in your space and have these interesting and educational conversations. Really, really great way to do that and to be able to reach new audiences. Okay, so the final way, number 3, so I'm showing 3 ways to get students from Instagram. And the final way to do this, to use this platform to do this, is to engage. Okay, so this is a kind of obvious one, really, because, this is why it's called social media. It's because we have to be social. Yet it's one of the parts of social media that tends to be pushed aside because we're focused so much on what are we actually sharing on our feed that we forget to engage with the people who are following us. And so, we forget to do that. We forget to interact. And of course, this engagement and interaction is really, how you build trust, with your followers and how you can directly impact them on a one-to-one basis, right? And, help to guide them towards your opt-in freebie or towards your paid offerings. And if you're being honest with yourself, you're probably spending way too much time scrolling through Instagram anyway. So you may as well make it, make your time worthwhile by using that time to actually engage. So what does that look like? It could be commenting on people's posts, and really mean it, like whatever you're commenting, engage with their caption, write a meaningful response. You could be watching your followers' stories and reply to them. That's going to go directly into their inbox, will help you to create a conversation with them there. Make sure if somebody is replying to your posts that you comment back. Like this again is something that many people forget to do. And they've come into your space to actually interact with your post. My gosh, make sure you are replying to that, right? Don't leave that unreplied. And, if they leave a compliment, thank them. What we need to remember is that it's really awesome, isn't it? If you hear back from someone, if you comment on someone's post and then you hear back from them, it feels really good. So unless you've got 10,000 followers or more, it should be pretty it should be pretty easy to do that. Unless you've got thousands and thousands of comments going on your posts, you should be able to do this, right? We should all be able to do this. So yeah, I think with this one is really about show people love. If they're showing you love, show it back. And Instagram loves that as well. Like Instagram wants to see this interaction and engagement, right? They want to see that. So if they can see that, they're going to favor your posts that have that interaction. They're going to push it out, and then more people are going to see it. Ultimately, when it comes to engagement, what we are really trying to do here is to have conversations in the DMs, like these authentic conversations. So, if somebody follows you, reach out to them, guys. Don't miss that opportunity to say thank you. And, actually spend the time, because when you are growing from zero, like when you are growing your community in the beginning, it is very grassroots, right? You can be grassroots. As I said, if you haven't got like tens of thousands of followers, you have the time and the capacity to actually engage with people, right? One follower, one student becomes two, two becomes four, but it only happens if you take the time to actually interact with people and have these organic conversations. So as I said, if someone follows you, reach out to them, take the time to look at their profile, see what they're about, what they're doing. Can you mention something about what you've seen on their profile? Can you ask them a question that will help to encourage that conversation? Like they've literally just pressed a button to follow you. So that's your opportunity to say hello. And again, if somebody joins you on your live, like we do this, my team will be reaching out to you guys who are commenting and watching on this live right now. Like as you get bigger and you start to build a team, you'll have more support to do these things. But even in the beginning, like I used to do that. Like when I was doing my lives, after my lives, I would come in and I would say, hey, thank you for joining my live. What questions do you have from it? So use these opportunities to interact and engage. Yeah, super, super important. So yeah, I think that's it for today. I think that's it. So I've shared 3 ways to use Instagram to grow your community, to get students, right? I made that important distinction, right? That we're not talking about growing a following on Instagram. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about growing your community, i.e. your email list, right? That's where the value is. That's where the revenue generation is. So you can use Instagram to do that, right? You can use Instagram to grow your community by having a freebie that you share. Yeah, by having a freebie that you share. That's super, super important. You can use Instagram to network and collaborate with people and piggyback onto other audiences that are already there, that are engaged in your niche space already. And of course, you can use Instagram to have one-to-one conversations with people, which is amazing. Direct conversations to engage and interact and to really show people that you care, right? That you care, that they're joining you. And, when you show that and you build that trust, they're going to go and join your email list, right? Because they want more of what you have to offer. So it's an incredible platform. It really, really is. And it's not a platform where we're just sharing a post on our feed and thinking that is marketing on Instagram. It's not, right? It's an opportunity for you to really show up and to use it to cross-reference and cross-promote your other things like your freebies, to, build networks and, collaborate and be in that space. Like, are you going to look, on Instagram? Are you looking on Instagram and seeing who else is in the space that you're operating in? Because you have the opportunity to do that. You can go and see who the other people are that are operating in this space. So you have many opportunities to build your network, and you have many opportunities to engage with people as well. So I really hope that you found that useful today, guys. You can reach out to us at any time at hello@digitalyogaacademy.com. And of course, go and get yourself inside Yogipreneur Launchpad, right? This is a 16-week online course, and it has everything that you need inside to really build your foundations and get started with building your online community. Okay, so it's there, it's ready. You can get inside today and start learning. Go to yogipreneurlaunchpad.com, and if you want to get a taster of some of our other resources, go to the website digitalyogaacademy.com. We have tons of free resources there for you, lots of opt-in freebies where you can join my email list if you're not on it already. And yes, that's it from me today, but thank you so much for tuning in. If you're on the replay, thank you to you guys as well, and stay connected, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Lots of love. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Lovely to see you all here today. Mwah. Bye bye.